Hello budget people and welcome back to my channel. I'm She's on a Budget and today we are back for another video. In this video I'll be going through my weekly check-ins for week 2 and 3. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in watching, stay tuned. Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. Where have I been? I mean, it feels like I haven't been on here forever and I have missed you all so much, but I have been terribly ill, guys. I was ill in bed for 5 of the last 7 days and it was mainly flu-like symptoms. So I had like a bit of a fever and I completely lost my voice. So I suspected it to be some kind of cold with laryngitis, but because of my profession, because I'm a teacher, it was suggested to me for me to take the COVID test, which is what I did. So I took the test on Friday and the results have come back that I am negative, so I don't have COVID, thank the Lord. But yeah, I still had to have the test, and while I was waiting it really did build up some serious anxiety in me. So yeah guys, I'm so happy to report I'm fit and well, but yeah, I've just been suffering from what seems to be some kind of cold. You can probably hear it in my voice. It isn't perfect, but it's a lot better than it was before. So I'm just glad I can speak. I can't believe it. And it's true what they say, you don't realise what you've got until it's gone. When I lost my voice, I realised I couldn't do my videos. I couldn't really do anything social media wise apart from type, but I don't mind. I'm just really grateful that I'm able to even catch up. So yeah, so because I haven't been able to film any videos, I have missed 2 videos. So we've missed our cash stuffing for week 2 and we've also missed our weekly check-in for week 2. So what I will be doing today is I'll be checking in for both week 2 and week 3, and I will also be releasing my cash stuffing video for week 2 and 3 on Sunday. So stay tuned for that, guys. I know you enjoy the cash stuffing, so it'll be an extra big one. So yeah, as I said, stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay guys, so as you probably expect, this is going to be quite a busy check-in. So we have to, as I said, not only check in for weeks 2, but also week 3. So we will be checking in from the 9th all the way until the 22nd. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay down my expense stickers, and I'm going to lay down my grocery expense stickers first. So I'm just literally going to use the guide that I have at the back of my cash envelope. If I turn it over, I've literally got a list of all of the expenses that I made. I needed to do that this time round because it's been a bit crazy. Some of these shopping trips haven't been done by myself, but my children. So yeah, it's been a bit hectic, guys, but bear with me. So the first expense I'm going to put down for groceries is £15, and this was on the 9th. So I spent £15 on the 9th for Krispy Kremes. I know you're going to be thinking, what is going on? She's definitely fell apart. When has she ever had like an eating out expense? Really such a rare event. We rarely eat out, and if we do, you know, it's like a treat or for a special occasion. And in this case it was. Since I've been back at work, my children have just been amazing. Like my daughter, she's been studying from home, but she's been cooking a lot of meals at home. My younger daughter's been doing all of her chores and just doing really, really well. And I know you're not meant to really like give food as a treat per se, but because I've been rushing around, or I had been rushing around so much, there wasn't really much options. We couldn't really go anywhere or do anything else. So I just chose to bring home a box of donuts just as a treat for them. And that is why I made that purchase. And then we have our other grocery spend for that week, which was actually on the same day. So I went to Aldi and I did a food shop. It was quite a big one. I think that's probably the biggest one that we've had for quite a while. £68.22. And then on the 13th, which was a Tuesday, this was a bit of a bad spend. I went to the petrol station and I put some fuel in the car and I just bought a few snacks. Again, not like me at all, but you know, just being honest, that's what happened. And then we have our food shop, which was on the 18th, which was on Sunday. This one was done by my children, this food shop, and they were so good. I was ill in bed and they managed to stay well under budget. So that was £46. So in terms of groceries, we've got 4. So I hope you've kept up. We've got our food spend on the second week, and we've also got the treats that I bought for the children for being such amazing kids on that same day. Then we bought some snacks, or I bought some snacks out of the grocery spend for the children on the 13th, and then on the 18th as well. That was our big food shop. Next, I'm going to be doing household, so I'm going to do the same as I did with my groceries. I'm just going to use the back as a guide. And we have on the 9th, I spent £15. And again, this is another rare thing that doesn't ever really happen, but I'm just so glad I have these envelopes, guys. It's crazy. But yeah, I had to get some keys cut. So cut a long story short, I don't know if you remember when I had my car situation and I was using a courtesy car for about a week or so, and I left my house keys on the courtesy car keychain. I did ring up the insurance company and they said they'd forward it to me in the post. Well, literally I waited, it must have been about 4 weeks or so, maybe a bit longer, still no key. I had to be using a spare key and stuff like that, and then the spare key went missing, and then yeah, it was a bit of a madness, guys. But literally the day that I went and purchased, well, £15 worth of keys getting cut, the day I went to do that, the key turned up in the post. Can you believe it? But anyway, there was nothing I could do, and that money came out of my household envelope. So that was £15 for that. And then on the 18th, when my children went food shopping, they also bought some household products such as soap powder, washing powder, all that stuff came out of that envelope as well. Right, so next I am going to be doing fuel. And fuel, I have to say, the one thing about not being able to drive and being ill in your bed is that you don't spend a lot of money on petrol. So yeah, we've got 3 expense stickers for fuel, and I'm going to use the budget sheet for this as well. On the 8th, and I know you're going to think, the 8th, wasn't that the previous week's budget? And yes, you are right. But I actually had to buy petrol after I filmed this video. So it was still on the 8th, and it doesn't matter. I'll include it in this budget anyway. And then on the 11th, which wasn't very long after I put that fuel in, I have to say, guys, I don't know what it is. I definitely feel as if when I spend £20 at a time, blah, 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 I feel like I spend more if I'm doing a lot of driving. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but when I'm doing a lot of short trips, I feel like I spend more money if I'm only putting in a little bit of petrol at a time. Whereas if I'm doing a long distance trip and I put that same amount of money in there, it would take me further. Tell me if I sound crazy, but that's what I find. So I had to put petrol in on the 8th, then I put it in on the 11th, and then I had to put it in again on the 13th. Can you believe it, guys? I mean, the only long distance trip that I had between this time period was one to the training centre that I take her on a Sunday, which is like quite far away. But when you think about it, that is like £60 worth of petrol in less than a week. So that was crazy. But obviously since then, I haven't had to put any fuel in. We'll see how things go. I'm thinking of maybe filling up the car on a weekly basis to maybe something like £50 a week, and then going from there. I don't like putting in these small amounts of fuel at a time. I just don't think it's working. The last one that I'm going to do is my utilities, and I think I forgot to actually put this in the key. When I was looking back over my previous week's spending, I'd seen that I hadn't actually included this amongst my expenses. So I've added my utilities in there, better late than never, and I also added the spend that I made in week 1. So for these last 2 weeks, we've only had one more expense for utilities, and that was on the 15th. So I'm going to put this up here. But yeah, that's all done. A lot of expense stickers. It's been a very busy couple of weeks, but yeah, that's all done. Okay guys, so let's check these envelopes in. I'm just going to start with groceries. So for week 2, our grocery spend was £90 and 12 pence. And then for week 3, our grocery spend was £46. Okay, so I'm not going to put the remaining balances for week 2. I'm just going to put the remaining balances for week 3 for all of them. I think that will make it a little bit easier. Okay, so let me add those up. So in total, we had £90.12, add 46, which will give me £136.12. Week 1, we were left with £163.04. So I'm just going to subtract that from this number. And we should have £26.92 in our envelope. So here's my envelope, and we do have a lot of change in here. So this should be the 192. So 1, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92. So that's our 192. And then we have our 25 here. So 20 and our 5. So yeah, guys, we are on slim pickings for the last week for our groceries envelope. Not a lot of money at all. And yeah, it's surprising, but not surprising at the same time. I feel like whenever I'm busy, so yeah, we'll see how we go for the next week or so. I have a feeling that I may need to go into my emergency fund though. We'll see how it goes. So we have got £26.92. Next, we have our household envelope, and for household on week 1, we had that £15 for our key being cut. And then for week 2, we spent £18.09. So not devastating. I could have probably classed this as an unbudgeted spend, but I took it out of this envelope. The money was there. And yeah, I try not to go into my emergency fund as much as I can. So yeah, £15 from our household envelope. So in total, we spent 15 plus 18.09. So £33.09. We had £40 in that envelope from week 1. So if I subtract the 40, we should have £6.91 in that envelope. And I have my household envelope here, and we have got 5, and we also have 2. So don't know how this has worked out, but we have £7 left over. As long as we're not under budget, it's not the end of the world. So in our envelope, we have £7. Okay, so that's a bit weird. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, we've got £7 in that envelope in total. So household is done. Next, we have fuel. So in total for week 1, we spent £60, and for week 2, we didn't spend anything. So we haven't spent anything for week 2, but yeah, we'll see how we go for week 4. So our total spend was £60, and from week 1, we had £100 left over. So 60 from 100, we should have £40 left in this envelope. And we've got our 20s here, so our 2 20s to make £40. So that is all checked in. Okay, next we have utilities, and utilities, we only spent £20 in week 1, and we didn't spend any money in week 2. So in week 1, we had £60 left over. So we should have £40 left in this envelope as well, which we do. So we've got our £40 left over. Okay, so in both of these weeks, we didn't have any unbudgeted expenses, so I can just put lines there. But yeah, that is our cash envelopes checked in. Okay guys, so I'm just going to quickly run through my budgets for week 2 and week 3, and then show you what I'm predicting for week 4. Week 2 was fairly straightforward. So we had our income of £112.03. It's exactly as I predicted. And as I said before, unfortunately, I wasn't able to stuff my cash envelopes this week, so I couldn't fulfill my predictions. So technically, we didn't spend any money for this week. My income was left to roll over for next week, minus the deficit that we'd already created from week 1. So if you would have noticed, from week 1, we were in a deficit of £41.88. So £112.03 minus £41.88 will give us £70.15. So I can put that here. So £112.03, and then I can put the £70.15 here. And that is the money that I'm going to add into week 3. And I've already done that. So you can see the rollover for £70.15 is here. And my predicted income for week 3 was £196.50. That was my actual income. So I did receive all of that money as well as the rollover. As far as fixed expenses, we only had debt 8, which is £60, and pet insurance for £4.48. Both of those came out as well. And then for my sinking funds, I've rolled over the money that I was going to put in week 2 and added it to the money I plan to put in to these envelopes for week 3. So I'm just going to put my running totals. So for income, we have £70.15, add £196.50, which is £266.65. So I'm just going to put that down here. And then for our expenses, we have got £169.48. And I'm just going to put that in both of these boxes. I put in my income, so 266.65, and I subtract my expenses, so 169.48. We should be left with £97.17, which will also be our rollover for week 4. So we have closed down the last 2 weeks. I'm just going to quickly show you my budget for the final week of October. Okay guys, so I'm just going to quickly run through my budget for week 4. I've already put down my predictions for my income and expenses. So for my variable income, I'm looking at £162.03. My rollover from week 3 has been added to this week, and we have £97.17 for that. And then I've added my Etsy salary to my main salary, and in total we have £1,709.63. So in total, our income for this week is £1,969.13. And my expenses are quite large as well. I've got my rent payment, tithe, and a few other fixed expenses, including my regular weekly payments to my sinking funds. So in total, we have £1,630.52. I'll come in at the end of next week and add in my actual figures. But yeah, that's all ready to go. Okay guys, so I've come in already and I have ticked all of my expense stickers, I've ticked all of my bill stickers, and I've already laid down my no spend stickers. So as you can see, we are still on a clean streak. I haven't needed to put down any unbudgeted expense stickers as yet. So yeah, we are finally up to date. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Slightly different to how I do it normally, but I hope it was clear enough for you to be able to follow along. Please do not forget, if you haven't done so already, to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you are kept up to date with all of my latest videos. Don't forget to go over and follow me on Instagram, guys. If I become ill again or I'm unable to shoot any videos, that's the only place that I'll be able to let you know what is going on. So yeah, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Give this video a big thumbs up if you found it useful, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Have a good day.